Okay, so today's project is, I can't call it a bed, but it's kind of a rock path around a circular garden, I guess. Every year I have to lift all these stones because trying to weed between them is almost impossible. So it's become easier just to lift them and reset them. So I usually can get it done all in one day myself. And so let me show you what's going on here. We have on the path a decent amount of ajuga in there, and we do lose a lot of it, but it comes back pretty hardy each year because no matter what I do in here, it just comes back. So the ajuga is very hardy around here. It gets in the grass, it gets everywhere, but I kind of like it. It has beautiful flowers. In the middle we have compact holly that's grown into one solid ring around it. I have a evergreen in a pot. And if you keep walking around, you'll see all of the weeds that I've gotten in here. Here's more ajuga, and this is what I'm talking about. It blooms so gorgeous. I just love it. It can be quite aggressive, so you have to battle it each year, but you'll find out through these videos that I kind of allow things to naturalize, as you'll see with this spirea here. It's not part of this round part. It naturalized there. It's so happy, and that's how big it's gotten over the years. So this bed has been in probably about 16 years. And so every year I think, oh, I'll rip it out this year because it is a lot of work. And then come spring, I'm like, I got energy again. And I'll start again. These are balloon flower right here. They come back each year. They get beautiful blue flowers on them that look kind of balloonish. And I guess that's where it gets its name. And they are very hardy. They didn't do so good last year because we have landscapers that are taking care of the grass so we can get to other projects. And they often will weed whack them, which you try to get on them about that, but you know, it's one of those things. You got to take the good with the bad. But as you see, we have a lot of moss, so this will all be dug out. And what we're going to put in here is marigolds because they're pretty hardy. I'm a little worried about the shade this year. Most of our garden has turned to shade, but I'll show you the marigolds that I'm going to put in. Excuse the messy hose and everything. We are kind of... But these are the marigolds that will be going in. I think they're gorgeous. These have the double heads, and these are the single flowers. But I thought a mixture of them would look really pretty this year. So that's that. There's another view of it from back away. And so I'll start working on it, and I'll show you in the middle, and then I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. Hey guys, it seemed like a good time to show you how epic this project became. I started out as just wanting to do what I do every year and dig up the rocks, weed it out, and put some mums in there, chrysanthemums. But I rethought it, and I started digging out the rocks. I moved all the small rocks, and I decided that what we needed were big rocks. And first I used fieldstone edging. This is Pennsylvania bluestone. Made a bigger circle around the initial circle. If you remember, we only had this center plus a lot of tiny small fieldstone and weeds. So now it has become epic, and I'm sorry it took me so long to update this because obviously these plants have been in about a month. But the project took probably a total of about 5 days total to do. Me and my husband, I did about 95% of the work because my husband was working and really didn't have the time. And this is what I decided to do. I framed it. I put in mulch, filled it. Well, first I put down landscape fabric. Excuse the traffic. We are in the midst of a neighborhood. and the cars do fly by, so I apologize for the traffic sound. It really isn't that noisy here normally. When you're in the backyard, you barely hear it. But up front, there's definitely cars, and I like all the people. I'm very social. So then we ordered a large pallet of flagstone, and this is also Pennsylvania bluestone. And we made a larger path around the center bed. There's a begonia, hosta, impatiens. And impatiens these are proven winners, Supertunia bubblegum vistas. So they are usually very aggressive. And believe it or not, they are growing exceptionally well, even though both plants have different needs. This is what I would call part sun to shade area. We don't get a lot of sun here, believe it or not, but look at these proven winners and how they are proving that they are actually winners, because I wasn't sure what they would do. This is only, I believe, 5 plants that I put in, and they go all the way around this is where I get the most afternoon sun. I put them there, and I do get a little bit, maybe an hour's worth they get. And they have intermixed nicely with the impatiens. We have some stone crop here that is also doing amazing. Again, the hostas, they're getting a little bit squashed, but they were small starting, so I'm sure they're appreciating the shade the other plants are providing. I have balloon flower that has been in here probably about 16 years. Every single plant survived the renovation of this garden. Sorry, the lighting over there is getting bad. We replaced one of the dead bushes, evergreen bushes, and that's growing in nicely and should fill in there. We do think it's a slightly different variety because the leaves are a little smaller, but it looks great in there. And it's filling in, and it will not get huge. And of course our evergreen, probably about 8-9 years old, is doing great and loving all the added attention that it's getting. This is it from the other angle. Over there we have a blue spruce, we have the Coosa dogwood, and then we have made a path. We've put a rock between our regular flagstone and the new path, so it kind of has a logical where you feel like you can go and meander around and look at the flowers. We thought we were going to get more sun over here. We always got a lot of sun, but they are barely getting any during the day. They might get about a half hour, but look at those hibiscus bloom. They are doing great. The daylilies that never used to bloom are blooming now. I've given them a little fertilization, and they're doing great. My blue spruce was suffering. I did treat it, and that is doing fabulous now. And I think it's going to survive, which is great. I have some weeding to do under here. But otherwise, this area, I think, turned out beautiful. So it started out as a little project when I did the other video, and it went pretty big. So please leave me some comments. Tell me what you think about the design. It is very large, but I'm loving it. I think the pathway is about 3.5 to 4 feet wide. It's wonderful. And it should keep down weeds. And so far it's draining really nicely, and you can see the plants are exceptionally happy. Thanks for watching.